أصدقائنا أصدقاء مركز الجالية العربية، أهلا وسهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج اسأل المستشار Ask the Expert على صفحتكم المميزة، صفحة مركز الجالية العربية. اسمحوا لي في بداية هذه الحلقة أن أنا أتوجه لحضراتكم بأرق التهاني والأمنيات الطيبة بمناسبة قدوم وحلول عيد الأضحى المبارك. أعاد الله عليكم وعلى كل أصحابكم وأصدقائكم بالخير والبركة والسعادة وبالصحة إن شاء الله. إن شاء الله تكونوا متمتعين بأيام العيد مع أولادكم وبناتكم، والجو الحمد لله تحسن وابتدينا ننزل من بيوتنا وابتدت الكورونا تمشي وإن شاء الله ما كلهاش راجعة تاني. فبالنيابة عن رئيس مجلس إدارة مركز الجالية العربية وجميع مستشاريها وجميع كل من له خدمة في هذا المجال، إن أنا أتقدم لكم بالتهنئة بمناسبة عيد الأضحى المبارك. في هذه الحلقة إن إحنا ابتدينا نفكر في أمر مهم للغاية، خصوصا للقادمين الجدد والمقيمين على أرض كندا، وهو إن بيكون الإنسان عنده شهادة تعليمية حصل عليها في بلده، فلما بيجي على كندا كمهاجر جديد بيكون عنده نوع من أنواع العقبات في إن هو الشهادة بتاعته دي تساوي إيه في كندا أو تعادل إيه في كندا، أو بيطلب منه إن هو كمان يجيب ما يثبت بإنه حاصل على شهادة تعليمية معينة أو ما يوازي الشهادة اللي هو بيفكر يدرسها أو يكملها أو يشتغل عليها. عشان كده فريق مركز الجالية العربية ما بيسيبش أي حاجة بتواجه حضراتكم غير ما هو يدور عليها. وفي برنامج اسأل المستشار حبينا نحط هذا التساؤل وهذا الموضوع اللي بيشغل بال حضراتكم أمام المختصين. فلهذا يسعدني النهاردة يكون مشرفني ومنورني في هذه الحلقة. الأول هتكون الأستاذة نجاة منصور المسؤولة عن هذا البرنامج واللي هو بنسميه وس، وطبعا هنعرف كل التفاصيل. كمان اسمحوا لي ان انا اقدم لكم باللغه الانجليزيه روز ديماك. She is keen today and thank you for her. She is a senior coordinator client relation world education service from West. So Ruth, thank you very much to accept our invitation as an ARC community center and to contribute your time with us to educate us what the West mean. نجاة أهلا وسهلا بيكي.
Thank you very much, Samah, for having me today at our Ask the Expertise show. Today the topic is International Academic Credential Evaluation. It's an honor to have Ruth Demeka today with us. She'll be talking about the program, the West Standard and the West Gateway program. I will pass it to you, Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you, Najat. Thank you, Sami.
Thank you very much for having us. Okay. So, Ruth, let me ask you first. So, the people have a lot of struggle when they came to Canada for the first year, second year in them. When they start their career, they ask them for afford educational certificates and what the evaluations for their certificates, what the career they will start with. So, what was can help the new immigrant or the newcomer here in Canada?
Okay, what West does is like employers or institutions or licensing bodies, they don't know what the applicant's credential is. So, what West does is we evaluate academic credential for people who are internationally educated. So we give them Canadian equivalency. So that educational credential assessment will help applicants to go to any institutions or getting the licensing or getting an employment. That's what we do.
Right. نجاة، اسمح لنا ان احنا تكوني مساعده لينا النهارده في انك تبسط لنا كل الترجمات باللغه العربيه، بما انك انت المشرفه على هذا البرنامج، مستشاره في مركز الجاليه العربيه. فعايزين ندي للناس فكره مبسطه ايه هو برنامج ويس ده، بيعمل ايه ويساعدهم في ايه.
ماكو مشكلة، بس هي خلي تبدي وبعدين إذا في أي توضيح أي شيء أنا ممكن أترجمه، ما عندي أي
Alright.
مانع.
right
لأنه
okay
في الويس هو مو برنامج واحد، هما
mhm
3 برامج، بس إذا هي راح تحكي على ثلاثتهم then أنا ممكن أوضحها بالعربي.
okay
خلّينا
right
نحكي إنه هي بتحكي على general the WIS standard، وبعدين راح تحكي على WIS getaway program اللي أنا مختصة فيه، بس أنا كمان أساعد بالWIS standard.
بالوسط
مساعدتي الclient مو بمعنى بس اللي موجودين في GTA، الموجودين بكل الprovince and all the city within Canada. Like I help virtually and in the office appointment as well.
perfect
Okay,
perfect
thank you very much.
thank you so Ruth here is a question for Wes what's the program this one already let's say someone came to Canada as a new immigrant and he already holding a certificate a bachelor degree from his country so how he can access Wes how he can apply for Wes
We do have, like, if people go to wes.org/ca, they can just submit an application form.
mm-hmm.
So they are required to submit documents. So once we have received the documents, we evaluate their credential. It's very straightforward. If they go to our website, they just have to follow the instruction and submit an application form.
رايت هي كانت بتقول لنا ان انا كنت بسالها بقول لها ان ازاي بنقدر نستخدم خدمات ويس او البرنامج ويس فهي كانت بتقول ان من خلال الويب سايت الخاص بيهم هو اسمه World Educational Service World Educational Service اللي هو اسمه ويس WES بتقدر تدخل على هذا الويب سايت وبتعمل سبميت هي ده هتفهمنا دلوقتي واستاذتنا نجاة هتقول لنا ازاي بنقدر نستخدم هذه الخدمة الموجودة online. Right. So now I will ask you another things. So this services for WES, any kind of certificate, can you evaluate it or only the bachelor degrees or the high schools or what kind of services or what kind of certificate can WES evaluate for?
As long as it is academic credential, we evaluate everything from high school to PhD. Can be bachelor, master's, or PhD. We evaluate it. The only credential that West doesn't evaluate is if it is trade qualifications or professional qualifications.
Okay, so you can use it for Wes to make kind of evaluations. What is evaluation for? So because the people need to know what evaluation for. Let's say his bachelor degree for accounting. When you evaluate it, he will be equivalent for the same one here in Canada.
That is the reason we evaluate academic credential. Like, for example, a foreign bachelor's degree may not be the same as Canadian bachelor's degree. So that's the main point that was evaluate academic credential for people who are internationally qualified. So
Mhm.
sometimes that, like certain countries, even though they have a bachelor degree, when it's been compared with Canadian education system, it can be high school. Sometimes that if it is a bachelor degree, the same as Canadian bachelor's degree.
So based on the evaluation itself, is not like a standard.
It's not a standard, yes. That's what our evaluation team will do a research. When we receive documents and application form, our evaluation team will do a research to
Right.
prepare this evaluation.
Right. أنا كنت بسألها سؤال بقول لها في حالة إن الواحد يعادل الشهادة بتاعته، هل معادلة الشهادة دي بتكون زي ما أنا أخدت شهادة مثلا بكالوريوس في بلدي أو مثلا أخدت شهادة معينة في البلد اللي أنا جاي منها، هل هتبقى موازية لنفس درجة الشهادة الموجودة هنا في كندا؟ فهي قالت لي على حسب الشهادة وعلى حسب طبيعة البرنامج نفسه وعلى حسب المتطلبات بتاعة البرنامج مش كل الشهادات بتتعادل تبقى مناسبة للشهادة الموجودة في كندا ممكن في بعض الشهادات لما بتيجي تعادلها بتلاقي نفسك انك انت يا دوب معادل درجة ادنى من الدرجة اللي أنت حاصل عليها، أو في بعض الأحيان بتبقى مطابقة لهذا البرنامج. يعني واخد بكالوريوس، يبقى برضو نفس الحكاية إن هو واخد بكالوريوس، وطبعا والعكس صحيح. طيب نجاة، اسمحي لي ان انا اسالك برضو في هذا المجال، بما انك انت مشرفه على هذا البرنامج. ايه هي طبيعه المتطلبات اللي انا اجيبها معايا، او ان انا احصل عليها عشان اكون مناسب ان يعملوا لي معادله للشهاده؟
بالنسبة لي الويست بروجرام مثل ما قلنا انه في تو بروجرام، في ويست
مم.
ستاندرد and في ويست جيت اواي بروجرام. الستاندرد it's a public, anyone can go and submit their document. بالنسبة لي الجيت اواي بروجرام ممكن اذا عندك copy of your
مم.
certificate and transcript اللي فيه هي السمستر ودرجاتك. لما انا بعمل سكرين
مم.
للابلكيشن باخذ كل المعلومات،
مم.
بعدين when we submit the application and the document ويس بتاخذ اسبوعين على مود تعمل الايفالويشن. so ممكن انه تكون الشهاده ثانويه، ممكن شهاده جامعه،
ايوه.
ممكن شهاده like PhD. حتى لو انت دارس سنه واحده وما مكمله incomplete, still they will evaluate it. But how they will be the evaluation? If you study 3 years back
مم.
home, so
مم.
هنا the evaluation will be only 3 years, because they will transfer your credit from your country equivalent to Canadian standards. So
مم.
maybe يبقى لك سنة واحدة، السنة الرابعة لازم تكملها عشان تاخذ الباجلر. بتكون
مم.
هالشكل. يعني ممكن إذا تكون هلا أنا اليوم كان عندي كلاين من أفغانستان، هو عنده ماستر بس عنده one semester.
مم.
ممكن they will evaluate it for him أو بيكون من الجامعة. So yes, they could evaluate it low even though incomplete.
يعني حتى لو ما خلصش الجامعة بتاعته او ما خلصش الشهادة، بس عنده ورقة من
يكمل.
الجامعة فيها العلامات بتاعته، نقدر نساعده برضه.
هم بيعادلوها. إذا سنة واحدة هو دارس بيعادلوا بس السنة الأولى and then
مم.
he has to study the 3 years هنا في كندا. But
مم.
another thing, there is two program.
مم.
الستاندرد لازم تكون sealed envelope من الجامعة تبعثها digitally إلى ويس. هذولي الأشخاص اللي مثلا من جوردن، من إيجيبت، من
مم.
فلسطين، من لبنان، من وين بعد الكونتري، من الخليج. so هذولي اللي مو under like ما عندهم لا حرب ولا أي شيء،
مم.
لازم تكون sealed envelope. but West
بمعنى
Gateway
ايه؟ بمعنى ايه؟
بمعنى إنه لازم تكون الشهادات مالتهم من الجامعة
مم.
send it to the West. بس الويست
يعني
جيت اواي
directly from the country. they يعني let's say انا افترض على سبيل المثال
tuition.
حد جاي من مثلا من السعودية،
Yes.
وعاوز يعادل شهادته، فهو لازم السعودية، الجامعة في السعودية تبعت الشهادة مقفولة في ظرف موجه إلى WES.
WES. but هلا حاليا because of the COVID ولحد الآن ما منتهي، هم بيقبلوا digitally إنه send the document to the West. أنا أفضل سامح إنه الأخت روث إذا عندها presentation هي راح تحكي على الويست ستاندرد،
right.
وبعدين الويست جيت اواي بروجرام تحكيها بالإنجليش، وأنا ما عندي مانع إنه أروح
Okay.
إذا عندهم سؤال إنه أترجمه،
Right.
لأنه there is
Right.
two program.
So,
تمام.
Ruth, do you have any kind of materials to make it easier, obviously, for the audience to see what the West can offer for?
Yes, Sami, I
You
do
can share.
have a PowerPoint to
Right.
present.
Okay. So
Thank
now
you. Thank you,
we
Sami.
can start to give
Presentation.
us, because this one is very interesting, because Najat now already hitting the point for if a country have to send it as a seal envelope. So if I have my certificate and my transcript in my hand, West cannot accept it. It must be sent from the original university or college in my country to you as a sealed envelope.
Or, or
Uh-huh.
if you have someone over there send it to you, don't open the envelope, put it in another envelope and send it to the West. I don't
Correct.
know if they accept it still. They accept it.
Correct.
Yeah. So there is two way. Either the institution send it to the West, or if he has someone to go to the university, is open,
Mhm.
send it to him. Do not open it. I had one client that was a little bit open, then the West refused it. So the envelope, you shouldn't open it. Put it in another envelope. Send it to the West. Then they will accept your document. This is for
Right.
the way standard. Therefore, I'm
Mhm.
saying wait to the Ruth to share the presentation to talk about the difference between the two programs so that maybe the audience they will
Definitely.
understand
Definitely.
more.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. The mic is yours, Ruth, now.
Thank you.
Right. We can see your screen now.
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes. Here is the International Academic Credential Evaluations information session. All right. So now you will give us an idea how to evaluate the certificate, correct?
Correct.
Right. Okay. هي دلوقتي هتشرح لنا ازاي هي هتقدر او يعني خدمه وس الورلد اديوكيشن سيرفيس ان هي ازاي احنا بنستخدم هذه الخدمه من خلال برضو مساعده مركز الجاليه العربيه في وجود الاستاذه نجاة على راس فريق العمل اللي بيقدر يخدم حضراتكم في هذا الموضوع. Yes.
Okay, Sameh, that I couldn't really, you probably have an access to move the slide. I could move it forward.
Okay, so if you can send it to my email now, I can share it from my side and I can control it. Yeah. اوكي طيب لحد ما تقدر تبعت لنا البرنامج خلينا نجاة ندي برضو فكرة سريعة للناس. احنا مركز الجالية العربية دورنا بيبقى ايه ودور حضرتك في الاشراف على فريق العمل في مساعدة كل من يستخدم هذه الخدمة بنعمل ايه؟
اوكي راح ابدي انه اول شيء لما الكلاينت بيتصل فيا بعطيه appointment. So my job is انه بعمل review للdocument, make sure that eligible, and the size again has to be under 10 megabyte. So sometimes the client they don't have that kind of digital skills, so I do help in scanning their document, make it all the transcript in one PDF, the Arabic,
اوكي
original Arabic, and has to be translated in English or
يعني انت
French.
بتساعديهم برضو في موضوع الخدمة الإلكترونية ان هو ازاي يقدر يكون مطابق للمواصفات الإلكترونية المطلوبة من وس.
بالضبط. So نكمل ولا هي
لا
تبدي؟
معك
أنا
لحد ما هي
لا
تقدر
أكمل.
تنقل على الصفحة الثانية. تمام.
So أنا بساعدها إنه بعمل الريفيو, make sure all the document is clear and eligible so they can
ريفيو
understand.
بمعنى ايه؟ يعني الريفيو اللي
ريفيو
انت
إنه شو
بتبصي
إنه
على ايه؟ يعني
الدوكيمنت
ياخدوا بالهم من ايه؟
الدوكيمنت اللي it's accepted by the West. بعمل له
مم.
ريفيو إنه yes they will evaluate this document. like مو إنه واحد يجي hairdresser مثل ما قالت إنه trade they don't, it's only they evaluate the academic certificate. So I want to make sure that this is the document that it's acceptable by US. Since أنا referral organization مع الويس عندي الأكسس in a portal. So that means I'll screen all client information
اوكي.
and I create account for the client.
مهم.
After I create the account, of course, I will take all his personal information, date of birth, and all her document is clear. So I could help him in uploading the document. They will get the reference number. There is a payment at the end. By default, Waste Gateway program is 219.22 cent, $219, of course. So that is the cost for document by document. But if
دي كوست لايه؟ لمعادله
evaluation,
الشهاده.
yes,
لمعادله
if
الشهاده
the
دي
client,
ستاندرد لاي شهاده ولا
so
الشهادات الجامعيه فقط؟
it's all no matter it's high school, it's a university, anything. Now, because I need to ask the client what is the purpose of evaluation? Is it for employment or is it for
Mm.
education or for licensing? So for licensing and education has to be course by course. For employment, I think the document by document it's clear.
ايه الفرق
Ruth,
بين ده وبين ده؟
she will be talking more in a presentation of the difference between the document by document and course by course
مم.
in her presentation. So I will let her to talk about this part
مم.
briefly, and I am done. If you wanna continue with your presentation, Ruth.
Yes, somehow I sent you the PowerPoint, like I couldn't
Is it
move it
okay?
forward.
It's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. طيب نجاة، ايه الفرق بين اللي هو 1 by 1 زي ما انت قلتي
Course by
وemployment؟
course by
يعني what's the
course.
difference between yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so if the client he wanted just for employment,
مم.
and the employer asked him for the waste evaluation,
مم.
then the document by that document it's enough for him. Sometimes the employer they ask has to be sent the report from the West because they shouldn't be sent it by the client to
Uh-huh.
organization or
Okay.
to the institution. So usually in Canada here the institution or the Ontario College Association has to be the report sent from West to the organization or to the institution. But the client they will have the hard copy, send it to his home address, and
مم.
he has an access to log into his account, and he has the PDF, the digital copy. So that is for future use. So as I said, so it depends what is the purpose. So for education, then with Gateway program by default is document by document. So it's only good for
Mm.
there's no
Okay.
good for education and licensing. So we need to upgrade this one. How are we going to upgrade it? There is a help icon and in their account. They click and contact Wes, and then they have to write down they like to upgrade their report from document by document to course by course. Then the Wes will start evaluating and then send the report. It's very important to write the recipient. Who's the recipient? Where
Uh-huh.
it's going? Is it
Right.
to the university or is going to Ontario College or is going to any other organization?
Right. And now you can see my screen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. The agenda احنا already we talking about WES credentials. Okay. Okay. That's your mission. Help the people. Okay. And yeah. Yeah. When you let me go to the second page, you can tell me. Yeah. You can
Yes.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. It's just for the better networking. I just turned my video off. So
Okay.
as you can see it, like Wes started in USA in 1974, and
Wow. That's a long time. That's
it was
long
a
time.
long time. It
Yeah.
started in USA, and since 2000, it's been branched to Canada in Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
So West Credential Report is used by institutions, licensing boards, and universities, colleges, and by immigration by IRCC.
Okay. So it means this is already funded from the government. It's not a private company or not a private sector. This is a non-profit organization funded by government.
Exactly. Yeah. Just to give you a little background about West, World Education Service is a nonprofit social enterprise dedicated to helping international students, immigrants, and refugees achieve their educational and career goals in the United States and in Canada.
طب نجاة، هل هذا الموضوع بيكون مهم your clients ان هو يبقى عارف جهة وس دي جهة حكومية ولا جهة خاصة؟ لان في بعض الاحيان الناس ما بتبقاش عارفة ايه الفرق ما بين الجهة الحكومية ما بين الجهات الخاصة، لان حتى زي ما حضرتك ذكرتي بان هي اوريدي بيكون فيها payment، يعني فيها فيز، فممكن يتخيل بان البيمنت دي دي جهة خاصة أو يعني جهة ربحية أو مؤسسة من الهدف منها إن هي تاخد فلوس، هل ده بيبقى مهم عند الكلاينت؟ بيقدر يعني يستوعب هذه الفكرة، أو يعني بتبقى مهمة عنده إن إحنا نوضحها له؟
أخ سامح، هم يعرفون الويست قبل ما يجون إيفن لعندنا، بيعرفوا إنه ما في واحد يجي إذا يريد يعادل الشهادة إلا عن طريق أوكاس، عن طريق ويس. هم بيكونوا عارفين، ويكونوا عارفين إنه ما في معادلة، ما في شيء إنه إذا ما يدفعون فيها فلوس. يعني in terms of هي من هالأشياء ما عندنا أي اعتراف وما عندهم أي شيء. يعني it's a trusted organization وصار لها من زمان، من 1974، موجودة في يونايتد ستيت، موجودة في كندا. أعتقد إنه ما في أي شو يسموها in terms of paying the organization if it's non-profit، like إنه ما في I mean it's a lot of school هنا في private، صح ولا لا؟ هم بيدفعوا لها. So I think it's no problem at all. And thank you.
ممتاز. Right.
Ruth, it's your turn.
Yes.
Okay, if you move it to the next slide. Okay, so who may need a credential evaluation? As you can see it, individuals with international education, considering licensing in their occupation, attending a post-secondary institution, employment opportunity, or immigrating to Canada. You can move it to next slide. So why professional licensure need their evaluation report to meet education requirements to start licensing process. Other requirements may be required, like written and practical examinations. So each licensing body has their different requirements.
Right.
Okay.
So we will stop you a little bit to let Najat to translate it in Arabic in this slide. Yeah.
Okay.
Najat.
اوكي هذا السكشن اللي هي حكت عليه موضوع اللايسننج. مثلا يجي لي واحد انجينير او maybe يكون doctors or maybe يكون محاسب. So في عندهم نقابة. النقابة هذا أول شيء أنا بفضل إنه يروح على النقابة في application لهم، في exam بيعمل، وبعدين من هاي الشروط النقابة هم طالبين الويس evaluation. So هذا ومع اللغة الإنجليزية كمان بالنسبة للنقابات. So هي تقصد شنو؟ إنه كل نقابة عندها شروطها الخاص، عندها like requirement اللي هم بيطلبوا بيسألوا. بس in general بكل النقابات قبل ما يعطوك اللايسن الإجازة على مود إنك تشتغل بالمهنة اللي أنت تريد، لازم تكون الويس evaluation. هم يعني في كثير إنه ممكن يعملون evaluation بالنقابة أو بالمؤسسة مالتهم. So مرات no need to have the WIS evaluation. So it's very important. I always ask the client.
يعني النقابة هي اللي ممكن تسأل على المعادلة بتاعة ويس عشان تديله عضوية النقابة. يعني مثلا زي نقابة المهندسين.
لا على مود اللايسننج مش العضوية. العضوية he can be a member and he can there is an application, there is a fee, there is an
اللايسنس. الترخيص يعني. اوكي.
هم يردون الشهادة مالتهم. منين يعرفون إنه هذا عنده شهادة طب أو صيدلة أو عنده شهادة engineering ولا لا؟ So kind of إنه الطريق طويل هذا الرود، إنه maybe ياخذ سنتين لما ياخذ اللايسننج. it's مو هي شهر ولا شهرين. بعدين اللغة الإنجليزية كمان it's part of this، مو بس الإيفالويشن. اللغة الإنجليزية الآيلتس لازم يكون level 8 9 or maybe 7.
اوكي.
ومديرته لللايسننج.
اوكي. Right.
So the licensing body تقصد بها
الترخيص يعني تصريح مزاولة المهنة. تصريح مزاولة المهنة.
صح بالضبط.
ممتاز. ممتاز.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. For education.
Yes, for education, like education, universities, colleges, evaluation report to meet education requirements to gain admission. Requirements may be different from university to university. Some colleges have different requirements. Usually we ask applicants to communicate with their institution what type of evaluation they're looking for. So this university, we ask applicants to contact the admission office, what kind of program that they're joining, and what type of evaluation that they're looking for.
So the student, the newcomer, he can go first to the university, and he get the requirements. And if the requirement, one of them WES, or he need what specifically from WES, so from this time you can help him.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm.
there are different credential assessment centers. So, does the university will accept the WES evaluation report, or do they prefer any other credential assessment? And we do have, as Najat mentioned, we do have a document by document and course by course evaluation. What type of evaluation that your recipient are looking for?
All right.
Can
Great.
I point out something here?
Sure.
In terms
Sure.
of the high school, if one he has a high school,
Mm.
at that case, it's only document by document. No need to have course by course for the high school. Correct, Ruth?
That's correct,
Yeah,
Najat.
yeah,
WES only evaluate a course by course evaluation for post
yeah,
secondary and
yeah.
above. If it is a document by document, only for secondary education, we evaluate document by document.
تمام. تدينا فكرة باللغة
أنا
العربية، كنت عايزة توصل لنا
أوكي.
ايه يا نجاة؟
اوكي بالنسبه للإدوكيشن هنا كثير كلاين بيجوا لي اصلا ما هم سلكتد يعني الجامعه اللي هم يردون يروحون لها سو
مم.
انا كل مره بقول لهم من الاحسن تروحون وتسالون the registration desk and find out the program that you study البروجرام اللي انت تريد تدرس فيه هل هم يردون الويس evaluation هاي واحد ثانيا هل هم يردوها من انتاريو كوليدج تجي ريبورت ولا من ويس because احتمال البروجرام هذا مالتهم it depends عندهم so many part time and full time program so احتمال الكوليدج بتقول انه احنا نريد الريبورت يجينا من Ontario College so client has to open an application with the Ontario College and
مهم.
when I create the account and application the recipient is going to be Ontario College. In Ontario College, then will be that report. He could send it to any college that he wanted. Why? This is very beneficial for the client because in the
مهم.
future, if today he studied George Brown College and tomorrow in Seneca College, so he's not coming all the time to go to his WIS account to request a report to be sent to another one because there is a fees for sending. The first one for WIS
طبعا.
Gateway program
طبعا.
is free of
مم.
charge. The second one is $30 plus tax. It's gonna cost him like $45. So what I mean is that بحكيها بالعربي أنا كل مرة بنسى إنه الأفضل إنه كريدت أكاونت مع أونتاريو كوليدج الحساب هناك
مهم.
بتكون الشهادة مالته محتفظة هناك وبيقدمها إنه مرر اليوم بيدرس ESL في الكوليدج بعدين بياخذ another part time another college so سهلة
مظبوط.
إنه you don't have to go and ask Wes to send it and there is a charge, right? So it's for him, it's more cheaper to do that. And
Yeah.
sometimes the college, as she mentioned, Ruth, the college they do assessment on spot. Like he has to really ask شو الريكوايرمنت يعني المتطلبات شنو قبل ما هو يجي لعندي وانا اعمل له الايفالويشن له
Right.
تمام
Right.
هلا
في عندنا
حتحكي على
سؤال جاي من الأستاذ سالار. سالار بيقول That's my bachelor documents are in Pashto language. I have now sent my document to the ATIO, means translations. What can we do after translations? يعني هو بيقول ان هو الدوكيمنت بتاعته باللغة الباشتو، وبعدين هو بعتها على الترجمة. المفروض يحصل ايه بعد ما يترجمها؟
اللغة هاي من باكستان باشتو سو هي مثل ما هو أنا سألته إنه لازم يترجم English or French ويس ما بتقبل any document any other language بس English or French so he has to translate it Salar, do you want me to maybe I can answer your question in English or Ruth you want to answer it's up to you
Yeah, I think in English, yeah.
in
he wrote
English.
it in English.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
right,
after he do the translation, he send it to me. I will help him in creating account with the WES and submit the document to the WES. It's gonna take 2 weeks for the WES Gateway program to process his application, and that's it. He will have
right.
it,
So Salar,
and he
we
can
are
submit to the.
more welcome to contact with the Arab Community Center of Toronto. Ask for Najat Mansour. You can deal with this kind of subject with her. She's welcoming for you. Anytime you can contact with the Arab Community Center of Toronto. The numbers is here under the screen. It shows, and you can from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. You can ask for Najat Mansour, and definitely she will be happy to assist you for your questions and for your document. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you, Samah.
Thank you. Right. All
Ruth,
right. So we'll go to the next slide. Oh, sorry.
Yes, for immigration as well, as you may all know, that WES is one of the designated evaluation centers. So IRCC also use WES's evaluation. You can also have a look at this link, goo.gl /HKQQIA.
Right. Okay.
Okay, the next slide is WES evaluation services. Next one, here is our document by document evaluation. This is a sample of document by document evaluation. As Najat mentioned earlier, this document by document evaluation is good for employment purpose.
Just for employment
This
purpose,
is
but
for employment. It's very basic document by document. If you
right.
go to the next slide, a course by course evaluation, the early the
Sorry.
document, okay, that's fine. The document by document evaluation fee is $117. And if you want to add ICAP service, it's $152.
Okay.
So on the next slide, we'll see this International Credential Advantage package. This is what I meant by ICAP. ICAP stores your verified transcripts and evaluation report and deliver them to institutions and professional licensing bodies. It's one complete package, verified transcripts and evaluation report. It's easier and faster to submit applications and meet deadlines for institutions. It saves applicant time and money. So applicants do not have to arrange multiple transcripts to any institutions. So once we receive their academic transcript, we will store them whenever they want West to send it to any institution or licensing board. We include it and send it to their recipient.
How long it will take to get your certificate evaluated?
If it is just regular evaluation report, the processing time is 7 business days. If it is an ECA for immigration, it takes 35 business days.
Right. نجاة تساعدينا تقول لنا السيشن اللي فات او السلايد اللي فات ده كان بيتكلم
yes.
عن ايه؟
I'm gonna go back to where we finished the education. The second part was for the employment. So employment is document by document, which is that slide is good. This one. So document by document, it's good for employment, right? If you go to the next
يعني
slide,
انت قصدك إيه اللي هو ان انا رايح اشتغل وعاوز
yeah.
يعرف انا حاصل على مثلا بكالوريوس في العلوم الاداريه او بكالوريوس في التجاره او في وات ايفر المجال او اي مجال. هو ده اللي قصد حضرتك عليه، اللي هو employment، ان انا رايح اشتغل وطالب مني يعرف انا حاصل على شهاده ايه، مؤهل للشغلانه دي. مظبوط؟
صح بالضبط.
right.
هذه بالنسبة لي document by document. هلا course by course قلنا لي education and licensing. She mentioned it in one of the her slide or presentation that after the education we're gonna go employment. After employment there is the ECA. It's for immigration. الإميجريشن هذا only هذولي اللي يقدمون على express entry. يعني في واحد خلينا نقول في إمارات
أها.
هو سوري وما عنده الشهادات مالته it's in his hand عنده بس الكوبي هو يريد يجي كندا as a PR مقدم عنده مؤهلات he's a skilled worker right عنده
أي.
كل البوينت كل الأشياء بس هو محتاج إنه الإيفالويشن على مود بالبروفايل مالته إنه يحط هذه الإيفالويشن so هذه لازم when he go to the west.org عنده 3 option بالapplication الويست standard it's a public for everyone in Canada مش outside of Canada West Gateway program client has no access only through organization like us that partner with the West referred organization code the part 3 of the West is the ECA للimmigration that part is only for express entry as I said if he is not inland and he is في خلينا نقول بالعربي انه هو في امارات وده يقدم انه يريد يجي as a PR هو يجيب عائلته كلها so he gonna click in ECA احنا ما نقدر نساعده هو لازم انه يتواصل مع الجامعة اللي بسوريا هو بيعمل الابليكيشن he has to pay the fees يعني بيدفع الرسومات الجامعة الانستويشن تبعث الريبورت مالته in sealed envelope إلى ويس ولما توصل وعنده هذا مع كل الاحتياجات لإكسبرس انتري then هو يقدر يدخل كندا as a PR so عرفت إنه في 3 برامج الويست ستاندرد West Gateway program will ECA l'immigration so they are 3 programs like it's
طيب
very
يمكن
important
كمان نجاة
yeah.
اسمحي لي ان انا اشيل الالقاب يعني طبعا بس انت مقام حضرتك محفوظ يعني فلو حد بيسمعنا من خارج كندا دلوقتي في البلدان العربيه هل في امكانيه ان يستخدم خدمات مركز الجاليه العربيه عن طريق صفحه الفيسبوك يبعت لحضرتك ريكوست وحضرتك ترد عليه بالايميل او تشوفي ايه الطلبات المتطلبه؟
أنا معظم الإيميلات اللي تروح على info تجي لي من دول عربية خارج كندا and I do يعني أنا بساعدهم وبرد على كل الإيميلات وبوضح لهم ما يلي إذا هم يردون يجون إلى كندا another thing maybe هلا أنا ما أقدر مع الويس أعمل لهم أي شيء لأن كوبي ما بيشتغل مع ECA للإميجريشن نو ECA مثل ما قالت 35 days ما هم ياخذوا الإيفالويشن بعدين إنه الإميجريشن IRCC ما بيقبل evaluation the gateway program الجيتوي بروجرام هنا ما بيبعثوا الريبورت إلى الجوفرمنت so كثير هذه النقطة كثير مهمة يعني حتى هم يتواصلوا فيها أنا ما بقدر إحنا أساعدهم برد على الإيميلات وبعطيهم the right information yes بس الويس جيتوي بروجرام report ويس do not send it to the IRCC correct me Ruth about this part for
yes
the
you're right
if the client needed the WIS evaluation, the report WIS won't send it to IRCC for a purpose of immigration to Canada. Correct?
تمام يعني
that's correct Najat we wouldn't like IRCC wouldn't accept the gateway program
because it's not authentication document so it's not coming from the institution. So institution to the West, then the West, as I said, the ECA, not any the standard. Then the report is going to go to client. Then client, when the whole profile for express entry is completed, then he will get actually the PR. I don't know the process after that. Yeah.
Right. So course by course, Ruth?
Yes, the course by course evaluation is, as you can see, it's more detailed evaluation report. So this type of evaluation is required by institutions. If their evaluation report for further education, they need a course by course evaluation. So the course-by-course evaluation fee is, as you can see it, it is $214 if it is a basic one. If you want to add ICAP service, it's $249.
So what's the difference between 249 and 214?
214 is if it's a basic one. But if you want to add ICAP service, which means that Wes will keep the academic transcript and we will send it together, which is the academic transcript and the evaluation report. We will send it to applicant's recipient.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the upgrade process. So step one is applicant can go to account recipient, whether it's professional licensing body, academic institution, or employers. So they can upgrade it to whichever they want Wes to send it to. And step three, they can choose which type of is document by document or course by course. Step four.
طبعا احنا نجاة موجودين في كل هذه المراحل، يعني خدمات مركز الجالية العربية بإشراف حضرتك هيكون طبعا يقدر يساعدهم ان هو يمشي في كل الخطوات دي، ستيب 1 و2 و3 و4 مع الريفيو زي ما حضرتك ذكرتي. انت هتكوني معاهم اوفر ذير هاند 1 باي 1. مظبوط؟
اوف كورس مظبوط، ولا يهمك، خلي بس يجون وانا بساعدهم.
خلاص احنا دلوقتي عندنا وعد على الهوا من الاستاذه نجاة منصور ان اي حد عنده انكوايري او سؤال او استفسار الخاص بمعادله الشهادات بوس على الرحب والسعه، طبعا كعادتها دائما وعاده مركز الجاليه العربيه ان هو على الرحب والسعه لاستفسارات حضراتكم على مدار الساعه. All right. So West services and fees. All right. Okay. Upgrade.
Yes.
What do you mean by upgrade? So what upgrade for?
First, submit application form for ECA, which is for immigration purpose. So there are some information is missing, which IRCC is not required. So applicant have to upgrade their evaluation report to send it to institutions or licensing boards.
Right.
So if they want to upgrade it to document by document, it's $50. If they wanted a course by course, it's $100. If they also have a document by document first and then they want to upgrade it to course by course, it's $100.
Perfect. So نجاة جاي لك شكر على الهوا، حابب ان انا برضو a credential for you من سلار be saying this fact is Najat Mansour, a sister, is really very supportive of the refugees. I am a good example of that. Salar, thank you very much in behalf of all the ACCT Arab Community Center for your comments, for your appreciation for Najat. We are very thankful for you, Najat. Thank you very much for support for the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Salar. As soon as when you finish you translated your document, please email it to me and I will be very happy to assist you with the process. Thank you, Salar.
Thank you. What, Ruth, I have a question for you. This is already here, but the question of the audience, he don't want to put his name or her name on the screen, but I will translate it in English for you.
Okay.
It says like this: I have my family, 4 kids, already newcomer in Canada, came last month, and the school now in Canada is closed. What can I do to enroll them in the system by coming of September? Shall I make the West, because one of them in high school and the other one in middle school, and the smaller or younger, he is in primary school. So this services for West also for schools or only for credential universities?
Sorry, WES is a credential evaluation assessment center, so we don't really have a connection with elementary school or high school.
Right.
We just evaluate academic credential.
صديقة البرنامج أو صديق البرنامج مع الاحتفاظ طبعا بالخصوصية الخاصة بحضرتك أو بحضرتك إن عدم ذكر الاسم، فالخدمات وس هي بس للشهادات الجامعية. اتفضلي يا نجاة.
وحبيت إنه الشخص اللي سأل هذا السؤال عندي الجواب له. هلا الأشخاص اللي عندهم أولادهم اللي هم يريدون يدرسون high school, elementary school هالأشياء بيقدروا يسجلوا with no WACE evaluation. الWACE evaluation لما واحد يكون already مخلص الهاي سكول back home يريد يدرس هنا الجامعة, then الWACE evaluation المعادلة هذه يعني تناسبه. بس هذولي اللي إذا أنت ما مخلص السادس يعني أوكي تقدر هنا direct enroll in any high school or elementary school إذا عندهم أولادهم هذه بتقبلهم هنا. So إذا they are close and I'm sure the registration could be open online. Like so when it start in September, but they have to register, but no need for the WES.
No need for the West.
No need for the WES.
صديقة البرنامج، احنا بنرحب بيك في مركز الجالية العربية. أي طلب أو استفسار خاص بالمدارس، جميع مستشارينا متواجدين في خدمات حضراتكم. وزي ما سمعنا من الأستاذة نجاة بأن خدمات ويس فقط لمرحلة الجامعية مش مرحلة المدارس. مرحلة المدارس نقدر نساعدكم فيها في تسجيل أولادكم وبناتكم إن شاء الله في بداية الموسم الجديد اللي هيبتدي في سبتمبر، فتقدروا تتواصلوا معنا وأكيد احنا هنقدر نساعدكم في هذا المجال. Okay. Degree.
Okay, the degree equivalency tool. This is a free degree equivalency tool. We advise applicants to use it before they pay for the service. So it's very straightforward. They can just put all the required field, and then if they click on continue, the result will be sent to their email address.
All right.
So this is a type of information that you get through degree equivalency tool. So people can see what their credential equivalent to Canada. They can submit as much credential as they have.
Right.
Okay, what's the application process? The next one is a required document. So applicant, as soon as they submit an application form, they will be referred to have a look at the required document. This is very important. Once they filled all the required field, if they click on view requirements, they will be advised by the system what kind of documents they are required to submit and how to submit it. So this is the overview of our evaluation process. Step 1 is applicants, as soon as they create an account, they will receive a WES reference number. So they can, step 2, they can require document, resources, ask awarding institution. So some of the document, official document, academic transcript must be sent directly by institutions, by mail or digital transmission. Step 3, WES will verify the credential, create a report, and deliver it to a specified recipient.
How long it will take from step 1 till step 3?
Well, once we received all the required document, the processing time is 7 business days. If it is just a regular evaluation. If it is for immigration purpose, it takes 35 business days.
And for Gateway program, it's
for the Gateway program, 15 days, right? Yes. Okay, this is the recipient page. So applicants, when they add recipient, we advise them to have a look at really choose the correct address. So that's where we will send it to. If they have attention to, if they have a contact person, we also advise them to put that contact name.
Okay. It seems like easy access for online.
Correct. It is very straightforward. Earlier, that before COVID, we asked applicants to send the photocopy of their degree certificates by mail or by fax. But these days, once they create an account, they can upload their degree certificates or any of photocopies that's required from applicants' end. They can just upload it from their account.
Right. طبعا كل الخطوات دي نجاة احنا موجودين مع الكلاينتس او يعني اللي حابب يسأل على الخدمات دي ومساعدة في الأمور الإلكترونية. طبعًا عارف حضرتك إنِّك أنتِ you are high tech، فعندِك الخبرة الكافية إنِّك أنتِ تقدري تساعديه أو تساعديهم إن هو إزاي يقدر يعمل upload ويفتح الaccount.
For sure, Samah, yes. But only if she allow me, Ruth, I have two questions before, like after you finish your presentation, I have two questions for you.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So with resources and tools, next slide. We have also looked at the free degree equivalency tool. We also have the West Advisor blog and West Advisor newsletter. For the West Advisor blog, you can go to wes.org/ca/advisor-blog. If you wish to have our West Advisor newsletter, you can go to wes.org/ca/subscribe.
Okay.
So this is what applicants can do through their account. They can order duplicate report, they can make a payment, they can track a package, they can modify order, edit profile, and they can also upgrade their file.
Okay, modify order means he can make a add on or can add something. Let's say father and mother, they can use the same account for or
No,
only.
No, modify order means like let's say that if applicant make a mistake on their address, they can just log into their account and make a correction.
Right.
Or let's say if they want to add any
recipient.
other credential or recipients, they can always log into their account and modify it.
لكن ما يقدرش يا نجاة هو يستخدم ايميل واحد ليه ولمراته او مثلا لبنته، هو وبنته مثلا. ما يقدرش يستخدم اكونت واحد ليهم هما
No.
الاثنين.
So hold on, let me just explain one thing. For example, the client هو راح على West Standard which is public عمل account بعدين ما عنده sealed envelope يعني السيرتيفيكيت اجى
رايت.
لعندي عشان اساعده مع ويست الجيت اواي بروجرام وهو لازم من هذول السبع country like افغانستان تركيا فنزويلا سوريا and Iraq and Eritrea هذول الكونتري only. So لازم إذا هو create account بالويست standard he use an email so he cannot use the same email لما أنا أعمل له create account مع ويست getaway program has to be a different email. Your question if the family can log in, like why the family will log in if the father's is only the certificates there, like they won't benefit anything. It's the report only for the father that he can use it for education or for employment or for licensing. So no point the family to log into this. modify order هذا لما يردون المستلم يعني الريسيبيان المستلم بيتغير. مثلا هلا انا دا ادرس ESL بجورجمان كولج ريبورت بعثوه اوريدي. هلا بعد 6 شهور اريد انا اخذ كورس طبخ او اي كورس اريد then لازم يكون another report sent من الويست
اوكي.
هنا بتعمل modify order you add the recipient يعني المستلم مين راح يستلم الريبورت من عندك.
اسم
تمام.
الجامعة او الجهة اللي انت بتوجه لها المعادلة بتاعتك.
لما
أوكي.
بتروح على edit profile هناك الادرس if change you could change your address any other things you could change it there but you cannot change your مش الجامعة وهالأشياء no. لازم a new application you create a new application لازم تحط ذاك الابلكيشن من عملت وحدة انتهى ما تقدر تعمل هذا change. modify
ممتاز.
order only the recipient only المستلم مين حيستلم. إذا في
رائع.
مجال عندي سؤالين ألحق أسأل ممكن؟
شو
Ruth,
طبعا طبعا.
I have two questions. One is that if you could answer if the WIS evaluation expire has expired date or no. That's one. The second one, can the client use the transcript? Like they can go there, their institution website and they could download their transcript. It's called e-transcript. It's not in a paper. It's not coming from their institution. It's from the website of the institution, like from the university. Will we evaluate that kind of e-transcript or no?
No, Najat, we won't. Usually, we prefer that institution communicate directly with us. We
Okay,
do
that's
have a system like a digital communication system, so
mhm.
they can just send it directly to us.
And for
Okay.
the
And
expiry certificate.
for the expiry date, since July 1st, we do have our policy has changed.
Mm-hmm.
If the evaluation report is on hold because of documents, the
Mm-hmm.
file will be deactivated. That is 6 months later. So applicant must activate the file by paying $50. But once the file is completed, the West evaluation report, there's no any expiry date. Applicants can order anytime whenever they want duplicate report.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
هو
Last
نشاط
question
ممكن
for yes.
تسهيلا على السادة المشاهدين تقول لنا
Yeah.
السؤال اللي اتطرح والإجابة باللغة العربية.
Oh, transcript يعني إذا عندي client إجا وهو ما عنده لا copy نسخة
مم.
من الشهادة ولا
أيوه.
إنه الجامعة مسكرة أو بس هو عنده no الجامعة اللي كان يدرس فيها
مم.
ممكن إنه هو بيعمل داونلود الشهادة مالته من الويب سايت هي دا تقول إنه إذا الكلاين بينزل هذه ما مقبولة ليش؟ لأن هم بس بيقبلوا من الجامعة يعني it's kind of is not trusted عرفت شلون؟
أوكي.
because
أوكي.
very هم شنو they only trust the institution and they trust us but it's hard to trust the client correct Ruth right so kind
Correct.
of
Yes.
the e-transcript doesn't work that way yes
تمام.
بالنسبة لإكسباير قالت إنه it's not
صلاحية المعادلة نفسها يعني
يقدر يستعملها
يقدر يستعمل.
Ruth, I have the client that he was today and he asked a question. His name is Salar. What happened is that I already evaluate his certificate. I think the college they give him a wrong transcript or like his what you call it درجات مالته شو يسموه الترانسكريبت إن
transcript يعني.
yeah it was incorrect. He got 85 but they put 65 the total. So what he did he asked for another transcript. Now he's translating that transcript, right? But he asked me, will Wes will be cancel that one and he will upload the new transcript. What I told him that as soon as when the evaluation done, there is no cancellation because they already work on it 2 weeks and they evaluate his certificate. So no cancellation. I have to create a new account for the new transcript because there was a
Well,
mistake in his transcript.
if it is the academic transcript comes directly from institution, and if he wants to make a correction, he can send an email. Wes will reopen the file. He doesn't have to pay again.
But hold on, the mistake was from his university from Afghanistan.
Right. But he arranged another new document, right, to be sent to Wes directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can
So
we
he
use the
doesn't have
same
to,
and he can upload the new one
he can
and he
upload
doesn't.
the new one and Wes will reopen the file.
Okay.
He doesn't have to create a new account.
Okay, thank you very much. So Salar, if you still in the Facebook, so maybe you don't have to pay again. Thank you very much, Ruth.
That's a good news for you, Salar. We got benefit from Ruse today, right? So we can wrap up with the last two sessions. Sorry, the two slides.
Right. The West Gateway program, Najat knows more about it. Next one, yeah, like there are so many problems these days to submitting their academic transcript directly from institution. As you know, there are challenges, right? As we all know, how can displaced individuals who have only partial or non-verifiable academic documents prove their qualifications? So WES came up with the solution: validate and assess the education of individuals displaced by political unrest, conflict, and natural disasters, even when verifiable documents are not available. If we go to the next slide, we can have a look at it that West Gateway program provides credential evaluations for displaced individuals who lack official documentation. At the moment, West will accept documents from these 7 countries: Iraq, Ukraine, Turkey, Syria, Afghanistan, Eritrea, and Venezuela. If we go to the next slide, we will have a look at the applicant's eligibility and how documents could be submitted. So education is, applicant must be educated in one of the 7 eligible countries and obtain at least the secondary school diploma. The documents is like when applicants cannot produce at least 1 academic document, and the applicants cannot meet standard WEST documents requirements. So WEST capacity is getting sufficient information for WEST to assess the qualifications. If we go to the next slide, WEST will have been working with referral partners. So Najat knows more about this. I think she's one of the referral partner. So the referral partners, if you go to wes.org/ca/gateway, you can see the list of our referral partners, so you can communicate with them. They will give you a direction how to submit documents, how to do the process.
So the Arab Community Center is one of the biggest referrals for WES. That's correct?
Correct.
That's make us so proud of that.
We are
Thank you.
number 4 or number 3 in the list.
Yes, correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, so I will end my presentation here. If you have any further questions, you're very welcome to ask me.
Ruth, believe it or not, it's supposed to be 1 hour, and we passed the 1 hour quickly because your presentation is so interesting, and the way you presented it give us a lot of information, education, and Najat also cooperate with us and with the audience already today, and we still have more questions, but the time is past, so we can upload with Najat, and she can call you and email you for any questions will coming from our community to you. Thank you very much again to accept our invitation and stay with us to support our community, because we have a lot of clients asking Najat for it. We have a lot of lineup people already asking for your services. Thank you very much, Ruth.
Thank you so much, Sami. Thank you, Najat.
Thank you, Ruth,
نجاة
for
أنا
coming
بشكرك
here.
شكرا جزيلا. شكرا يا نجاة.
شكرا سامح giving me the chance to talk about the
That's for you.
program.
You can take it. Yeah.
And by the way, people, they can see it in a Facebook or our YouTube. Like you could go and see it in the YouTube as well.
That's correct. تقدروا تتواصلوا مع الأخت العزيزة نجاة منصور في مركز الجالية العربية. زي ما ذكرت لحضراتكم، هي عندها من الخبرة الكافية والحنكة في إن هي تبص على ورقكم في الأول قبل ما تلجأوا إنك تشتغل على الأونلاين، لأن الخبرة بتساعد الشخص إن هو يقدر إزاي ياخد باله من حاجات كتير ممكن السيستم يرفضها. وزي ما ذكرنا بإن لو السيستم اوريدي رفض حاجة أو إنك انت استكيت أو وقفت في نقطة معينة، فممكن يخليك تعمل يعني وقت أطول أو تدفع أكتر. فكل ما عليك إنك أنت ترفع سماعة التليفون، تطلب مشورة الأستاذة نجاة منصور وفريق العمل في مركز الجالية العربية. هي لها من الخبرة وعلى الرحب والسعة دائما في هذا المجال، وزي ما سمعنا منها النهاردة إن في حاجات كتير وأمور كتير ممكن إحنا ما ناخدش بالنا منها وإحنا بنقدم أونلاين. فأرجوكم استخدموا هذه الخدمة المتاحة بالمجان من خلال مركز الجالية العربية. ده كل يوم موجودة على التليفون من الاثنين إلى الجمعة، من الساعة 9 صباحا حتى 5 بعد الظهر. فاسمحوا لي بأن أنا أتوجه بالشكر بالنيابة عنكم وعن كل حد سمعنا أو يقدر هيسمعنا إن شاء الله حلقة مسجلة على اليوتيوب وعلى الفيسبوك. الأول أقدم شكري للأستاذة روز دماغ، وهي كانت معانا النهاردة من مركز وس للخدمات التعليمية، والأستاذة نجاة منصور. بشكرك شكرا جزيلا يا نجاة لتواجدك النهاردة وعلى معلوماتك الغزيرة، وعلى أنك رحبت بكل الاستفسارات الموجودة، حتى إذا خارج كندا حابب برضو حد يبعتها لك. فاحنا بنشكرك على هذا الموضوع يا نجاة. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا سامح، شكرا. مع
شكرا
السلامة.
جزيلا.
باي
مع
باي.
السلامة. أصدقائي وصديقاتي أصدقاء مركز الجالية العربية، لقد سعدت بحضراتكم النهاردة في حلقة كانت متميزة جدا. ردينا على أمر متعلق بمعادلة الشهادات الجامعية من خلال مركز الجالية العربية، اللي هو دائما وأبدا داعم لحضراتكم في كافة نواحي الحياة: الأمور التعليمية، الأمور الثقافية، الأمور البنكية، أمور الصحية، أمور التوطين، إعادة التوطين، كل هذه الأمور. نحن شريك معكم في الرحلة في كندا دائما وأبدا. ابقوا على تواصل مع مركز الجالية العربية على صفحتكم المميزة، الاتصال دائما على التليفونات المذكورة أسفل الشاشة من الاثنين إلى الجمعة من 9 صباحا حتى 5 بعد الظهر، حتى نلقاكم في حلقة قادمة بإذن الله بعد 15 يوم. أو تروحوا في أي حتة، صفحتكم صفحة مركز الجالية العربية إن شاء الله هتكون على موعد مع حلقات متميزة وحلقات مفيدة جدا حضرناها لحضراتكم بمساعدة كل مستشارين مركز الجالية العربية وبدعم رئيس مجلس إدارة مركز الجالية العربية. في النهاية اسمحوا لي أن أنا أهنيكم مرة تانية بمناسبة قدوم عيد الفطر المبارك. عاد الله عليكم وعلى كل الناس بالصحة والعافية. إن شاء الله تكون أيام مباركة ليكم ولكل أحبائكم. ابقوا في أمن الله، أنا ألقاكم بعد 15 يوم. سلام عليكم.